Hi, this is Érika from a small robot studio. In this video, I will teach you how you can create sword blades. I'll start with a simple method using only Nomad Sculpt and then an advanced one with the help of Cozy Blanket. Let's look at the first method. Starting on a new project, I'll head to the Scene menu and get rid of this sphere. I'm gonna turn on the grid, head to a front view, and select the tube tool. I will use path as my creation method and tap and drag once to create a straight line. I'll use the grid to make it as straight as possible and tap again on the green dot to create the geometry. On the floating menu at the top, tap on radius, so we have two orange handles on each side. With this, I can give each tip a different size. For even more control, I'm gonna tap on the line. To create a new control point, tap again on radius and modify that size. Once again on the floating menu, this time tap on profile. In this pop-up, we can design the shape of this tube. I will make sure snap is on, so the dots snap to the points in that grid. Once again, tapping between 2 points will add a new one. And if I grab these points and overlap them, it will delete. Let's make a squish diamond shape. I will hide the grid, select view, and tap on edit to hide these menus for a second. And this is already looking quite nice for a sword. Why don't we try a slightly more complicated shape? This could be a blade with a fuller. I'll tap on this icon to make this a full screen window. I'll add some extra points, and if I want these lines to be curved instead of straight, I'm simply gonna tap on the points. Black dots are gonna give me straight lines and corners, while white dots are gonna give me curves. Let's get out of this view and look at the result. Awesome. I would like to sharpen up this shape even more. I'll activate edit again, and this time open the 3-dot menu. I'm gonna increase post subdivision 1 level and topology make it denser. This is looking a lot more defined and sharp. Once you're happy with your shape, simply tap on validate. And voila, we have a beautiful sword. Easy mode. This is a great method for simple designs. But what if I wanna go for something more complicated? Well, let's go into method number 2, increasing a bit the difficulty. But before we do so, I want to take a moment to thank the amazing people who support the channel via Patreon. You peeps are what is known in the business as the best. Thank you very, very much. All our Patreon supporters gain access to a growing library of assets and extra content like bonus videos. Learn more about it at patreon.com/smallrobotstudio. Alright, let's carry on. Once again, in the Scene menu, I'm gonna head to Add and select Plane. With the gizmo and snap active, I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees so it's facing me. For this example, I'm gonna be working with reference. I'm gonna head to the background menu and tap on Import Reference Image. To see through your object, increase the overlay value. Since I am focusing only on the blade, I'm gonna reposition and scale this down. Just making sure I don't change the X position so it's centered. Tap on your view cube to snap on the front. Scale your plane to cover the whole thing. Head to the camera menu and select Add View. Now it doesn't matter how much I move around, I can always go back to this view. To finish up our setup, I'm gonna activate the wireframe, open the topology menu, and increase this number so we have a lot of resolution to work from. We can now validate to start working on this plane. Let's pick the trim tool, and I'm gonna head to its settings. I'm gonna make sure that fill holes is not active. As well as symmetry, I do not want it active. I'm gonna be working only on one side. Let's choose lasso as our creation method. With this tool, I'm gonna cut away the excess, following the silhouette of my design. If you have a shaky pulse and the lines are not as precise as you would like to, we can head to the stroke menu on the first tab. I'm gonna increase the stroke smoothing value, and we can use lazy rope stabilizer. This is a little delay that is gonna help us. I cannot tell you a specific number, simply experiment to see what feels better for you. This is the foundation of our sword, so take your time to make it look pretty. Also, I am focusing on the big shape, so I don't care about the tiny indentations for now. Excellent, now that I have half of it, I'm gonna go to the symmetry menu. I can see the symmetry axis there, and I'm gonna mirror from right to left. Brilliant. I'm gonna head to the project menu, the export section, OBJ, include only selected objects in case you have more stuff on the scene, and tap on export OBJ. I will select right away Cozy Blanket to open a new project here. Here in Cozy Blanket, unfortunately, I cannot bring my reference, but I have it on the side. I don't need anything fancy here, I just want to do a ring around the silhouette and then fill it up. And yes, once again, I'm gonna work only on one side to mirror it later. In case you didn't know it, you don't have to pay lots for Cozy Blanket. They have a light version, which at the time of this recording is $15 US. It doesn't include all the fancy features, but you can certainly do a lot with it. With this ring, I am separating the slope of the blade and the raised part. We don't have to do anything fancy, I just want to make sure I am working with quad polygons and that they are as square looking as possible. If you're wondering why I'm not explaining much about how to use Cozy Blanket, that's because it has amazing inbuilt tutorials. Simply tap on the Cozy Blanket icon, and here you will find a whole tutorial slideshow. This will give you everything that you need to know. Now I'm gonna head to the export and save this to files. Let's come back to Nomad. I'm gonna head to the project menu and choose Add to Scene. Find your file and open it. Let's turn on the wireframe to see again. We have two objects, so let's make sure that we can differentiate them with clear naming. If you only want to see what is selected, tap on solo on the bottom buttons. Let's snap this to our reference. I'll make this slightly more transparent. Choose the move tool, this time with symmetry selected. And let's polish this based on the reference, especially making sure that this follows my reference. Let's hide our reference for now. I'm gonna select the mask tool and open the mask settings. I'm gonna tap on invert, so I select the whole thing in the mask. I'm gonna set my shell thickness roughly to around 1. I want smoothness on 0, closing action on shell, and I'm gonna tap on extract. This is going to give thickness to our plane by creating a new geometry. I'm gonna go to the front view, and with selection mask, I'm gonna select the edges on my sword, the areas that will be quite sharp. I'm gonna select the gizmo tool and add thickness to this. Back to the selection mask, on the mask menu, invert, gizmo again, and let's squeeze this to make it sharp. Back to the mask tool and mask menu, and I can clear this mask. Now inside the resolution menu and the first tab, multi-resolution, I'm gonna subdivide this once. Some areas will soften because of this, but that's okay. I will modify them once again with masks and my gizmo. If you do any modification with a brush, make sure to go to the symmetry menu and use the X and the Z axis so the modifications are mirrored in the front and sides. Let's polish this even further. It's looking nice, but it's kinda blunt. Let's go to a left view. Let's select the project tool, line as a creation method, and I'm gonna get rid of only a tiny bit. Let me open shading and switch madcap to see this a bit better. I usually prefer to sculpt with this. Now to improve this even more, I'm gonna grab the pinch brush And I'm gonna go through this edge to really sharpen it up. Excellent, we have the base of our blade ready. So now we're ready to add detail. Let's open the scene menu and let's clone this base and rename it just to have a backup. To work our details, we're gonna need more resolution. So let's open the Retopology menu and add a couple subdivisions more to this. Let's delete lower, then head to voxel. Let's move this closely to 100 and tap on remesh. Make sure that this preserves all your details. If it didn't, you may want to increase the resolution level. I'm gonna start with the race part of the belly of the sword. I'm gonna be painting a mask, so I'll go to multi-resolution and give myself 1 or 2 subdivision levels. I'm gonna select the selection mask and I'm gonna draw that shape. Symmetry is active. Like we did before, I can use laser rope stabilizer and stroke smoothing to control the drawing. Once you're happy with the mask, let's invert it again on the mask menu. Select the gizmo tool and scale this to push it outside as much as you want. We can clear this mask now and even do a new voxel merge. Let's carry on with the whiskers indentations. For this, I'm gonna deactivate solo because I need to see more objects. I'm gonna turn off the other ones and add a little cone. Right now it's quite big. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. I'll roughly position it with my reference in mind. And from a top view, I'm gonna rotate it so it follows the shape of this land. Like that. I'm gonna clone it and I'm gonna pull it down. Create a second one. Let's open again the scene menu. I'm gonna hide those cones and with the checklist I'm gonna select both of them and at last the sword. And once again I'm gonna do a voxel reimage to subtract these cones. Look how pretty this looks. If you need a bit more definition, simply go back and increase the number. Now we only have them on one side, so again I'm gonna go to the symmetry menu, have X and Z active and mirror right to left. This will do it. Front, back, right, left. Beautiful. To create the fullers, we're gonna do something very similar. Let's bring back our reference and select the tube tool, once again with path as creation method. Tap and drag to create 2 points and a green dot to generate that geometry. I'm gonna add an and just like we already did, tap twice on radius. Let's bring this tip and roughly position it. I'm gonna hide my reference for a second and I'm gonna tap and hold my view cube on front. This is gonna lock it so I can zoom in and out without doing any rotation. I just wanna use this to polish this fuller a little bit. Very nice. Let's validate this. I'm gonna grab the trim tool with ellipse. I'm gonna select circle and centered and I'm gonna chop a bit off the top just to follow the design that I already had. Let's hit once again to scene, hide this tube, select the sword and voxel it. And voxel it to carve this hole. Symmetry, right to left. Let's tap again on that view cube to unlock it and see our beautiful work. For our grand finale, we'll do the eyes. Scene menu, add. Let's choose UV sphere. This is the second sphere that it is listed, simply because it has this sort of topology that makes it easier to paint. Let's turn on snap. Let's rotate this and let's scale this down. As you can see, the eyes are a bit squished. They are not perfect spheres. Validate this. Let's hide our reference for a second. I'm gonna bring this forward. I'm gonna select the project tool, line, and I'm gonna squeeze half of this sphere. Now I'm gonna squeeze this and position it on my sword and bring back my reference for the final polishing. Let's make a quick clone, scale it down and position it. Now to mirror these geometries, let's start from left to right. We're gonna do something different now. In the scene menu, I'm gonna tap on add and mirror. I can still select the small eye and make modifications. If for any reason your mirror is not centered to the scene, select the mirror group and move it around where you need it. Let's select that and the big eye, and once again I'm gonna tap on mirror. But this time, instead of the x-axis, I'm gonna choose the z-axis. And now this is mirrored front and back. And I love how easy it is to make any modifications without having to repeat this on either sides. And guess what? Our advanced sword is now completed. As always, I would love to see what you create, whether you follow this design or you create your own. I am super honored to receive all this work and always excited to add yours into the collection. Anyway, I'll see you soon in a new tutorial. Happy sculpting! That's it for today's lesson. Let us know what you think in the comment section, and if you found the video useful, make sure to hit like so more people can find it. Subscribe for more videos and activate the bell icon to be notified about the newest tutorials. Join our Patreon to earn rewards and help us create more content.